Deep in space, a big space station that was too big for the system it was in sat and worked. It was in a slow orbit around the faraway star Antares, where it was surrounded by its own gravity well. When we got closer, we saw that this station didn't have normal exterior docking ports. Instead, there were bays all over the sphere where ships could enter and leave. There were integrity fields around these bays to keep the atmosphere out and ion dust and other hyperspace particles in. At the time that Dekar was in charge of his trade ship going through the Antares system, both the main reactor and the repair reactor were giving him trouble. The heads-up monitor soon got some light. He was mad that he was going to be late and lose his fast delivery bonus, so he turned on his commo screen and sent out a wide-beam message for ship repair. The car made a noise, requesting that the ship be fixed while it is in journey with cargo. Please ask for help right away. Hi, Elise. Hey there. Who is this? This is Elise from the Terran Dominion Ship Repair Facility Antares. We'd be glad to help you with your service needs. We are in the Antares system, about 30 trillion miles away from Antares itself, and right next to the planet Sikantu. It's impossible to miss us. We're about the size of the moon and well-lit. Please call out again if you need a recovery car to bring you in. If not, a flight controller will lead you to a service bay that is the right size, and a service advisor will help you when you get there. Dekar stopped talking when this very bubbly and friendly voice ended speaking. She was surprised by how quickly and politely the person spoke. He had never met a Terran before. He had only heard stories about them. All of the stories were scary, but this one sounded like she really wanted to help. Hi there. Did you lose the call? For those of you who are having trouble, we have your transponder beacon and can send out a recovery car. For help, beep twice on your emergency radio beacon. Dekar finally got himself together. No, that won't have to be done. Just getting records of identification and transfer. I am now on my way to your building. Good job. Have a nice day. Dekar pointed his ship in the direction of where Elise said the station was and turned on his jets. As soon as the rockets were turned on, the service reactor lights started to flash, and the reactor went into emergency shutdown mode. When he turned on his backup reactor, it had only 25% of the power of his main reactor. He then set it to move slowly toward the building. The view on his forward screen kept getting brighter as he got closer to the numbers Elise had given him. He began to wonder if they had led him directly to the star Antares. The ocular flare on his screen changed, and he could clearly see this huge sphere station with hundreds of ships stopped outside on grave buoys and a steady flow of ships coming and going from bays all around this huge, well-lit station. He turned on and off his radio. This is Daka from the trade ship. Do not worry about women getting credentials from the Republic of Nawarin and asking for a repair bay as Elise promised. Hi, Dekar. Good that you made it. We were beginning to doubt that you would still be coming. You are now being sent to the traffic manager. The tower. Chief Dekar. Turn the station around to the 4th floor. You can use Bay C63 now. Your EUDs now have guide lights on them. Check the coordinates you got. Dekar told himself, this person is not as nice. A lot of robots. Dekar sent a message. Received coordinates for going to bay. Dekar got his ship in line and pulled into the bay. He then watched as the integrity field slowly wrapped around the ship. Once he was inside, he used the ship's repulsor rockets to move it down to land and the maglocks to keep it there. Not quite in the middle, but that does happen. A video call ping showed up on the view screen, and Docker turned it on to start a Terran, or what Docker thought was a Terran. The Terran's head was big, and its jaw was square. Its fur was nicely parted on top, and there was a big growth of fur under its jaw. They also looked like they were wearing some kind of glasses, maybe for checking out ships. How are you, Dokor? Let me help you with service. My name is Andy. Before you get off the ship, we have our Atmos 78% nitrogen, 15% oxygen, and a few other wrong gases. Grav is set to the normal one for the Terran Dominion. Is that too much for your species? Dakar answered. It said Dakar, like Dakar. Also, yes, that setting for oxygen and gravity is well within my comfort zone. Andy. Dakio Coolio. Let's talk about what brought you in after you leave. Docker got off the ship's bridge and went to the elevator that leads to the ground floor. He set it off so it went down. As usual, it began to slowly fall, but just as it got close to the bay floor, it slammed down and almost knocked Dakar off his feet. Andy was lucky enough to be able to grab the support beam and catch himself. Wow, Dokor, there's no need to hurry. Dude, we have time. We can also fix your lift on the ground. Don't worry. So tell me what brought you here today. It's Dakar again. Anyway, the light on my service reactor turned on. Then it flashed, and it shut down in an emergency. This is where I limped on my backup engine. That's right. That's right. Okay. So, to start, we will figure out what's wrong with the reactor, do a basic hull integrity multipoint inspection, check your drive plume, and do a free repulsor alignment check. Okay. The reactor is all I need to be looked at. I have cargo that needs to get to its target on time. Sure. A lot of trade ships come to us. I see it. Someone in my shop will look at this right away. You can get free food at the cafe if you want to. All kinds of animals can eat here. If you get bored, there's also a VR and 2D theater and a playground. To make sure you don't miss my call, just leave your combo slate on and loud. I need you to sign this to agree to pay the 1,000 credits fee for the first evaluation. A few things shocked Dakar. There is free food for all species and a lot of fun things to do. You also get 1,000 credits just to look at it, and not even fix it. It only paid him 15,000 for this load of goods, and since fuel costs 6,000 rupees, he might lose all the money he made on this fix. Okay, I have no other choice. Hello, friend. I see it. Get some food, and I'll call you when I know more. Dakar walked for several canaveral miles before he found the cafe. He did this by following the green line on the floor that said cafe. This place was crazy. There were bright signs in 10 different languages, each with the name of the business and smaller signs that said which species could live together. There were different places with different foods along the walls as far as you could see. The fact that Terran was on all of them was something Dakar noticed. Nothing here was bad for these creatures to eat. As Dakar slowly made his way through the huge cafe, he came across 3 places that all had Canaveran on their species lists, right next to each other. When he walked up to the first one, the AI behind the desk greeted him. Hi, welcome to the next level of Taco Bell. What can we do to help you today? Hi, what foods are okay for you to eat? Everything on the menu is okay to eat with Navarin. I want the Galactic Crunchwrap Supreme with a hard galactic taco. Good job. Take this cup. For Navarin's safe way to stay hydrated, look for the letter K on the faucet. Hot sauces are on the cart. After you fill up your water choice, your order will be ready. His communicator sheet went off just as Dakar sat down to eat his galactic tacos. Who the hell is going to stop me from eating? Wow, dude. Andy is at the shop. I got news about your ship. If you're busy, please call me back. There's no need for that. I had no idea it was you calling me. What kind of facts have you gathered? Since you're already sick, why not just roll into it? Dude, it's pretty bad. Your main reactor got too hot because of a nasty coolant leak. A hose burst because the radiator is jammed, which is what caused the leak. I don't understand how you didn't get too hot before. There are cracks in the cargo hold structure all over it from hyperspace particles that are patch-welded together, but not holding. One of the power steering legs on the right front doesn't work at all, and one of your landing repulsors isn't lined up right. That's why you came in wrong. On the plus side, it looks like you didn't break the generator case or make it too hot for it to warp. We need to fix the coolant leak, get a new radiator, fill it up with coolant, and backfeed, and bleed the system so that any Atmos pockets can be blown out and the thermostat doesn't get too hot on an Atmos pocket. Weld the hull with new steel plate. Put the repulsor strut back on and line it with the rack so it flies straight. I also need to put your rockets in the right place and fix your drive plume. If you get the reactor to work right, I can give you a cleaner burn and a better thrust push that will save you fuel. When you burn dirty, you use a lot more fuel. The engines you have there look awful. After hearing what Andy said, Dakar thought about how much this would cost and how long it would take. 500 credits are taken away from him every day that his package is late. In a very long time, he hasn't fixed the ship in any way other than self-repair. The city of Dakar. How long will it take and how much will it cost to fix? Andy, there's good news and bad news. Good news. I have all the parts I need to finish this up and get you done today. The bad news is that it will all cost 28,000 points. The other good news is that I should be able to make it use about half as much gas as before. Andy, I'm sorry, but I don't have that many points. I'm stuck here with goods that is losing value every day and no way to pay for that. Don't worry, Dokor. We have a payment card for Terran Dominion repair. You just give them your information and sign up. Then they give you a line of credit that you pay back with interest over time. It's better not to think about it. So the first 6 months are thought-free. There you have it. Tip, don't just leave that alone either. Terran collectors never give up. Dakar gave it a lot of thought. What other option did he have? It would save Andy money on gas, which he could use to pay for the repair bill. If he left today, he could still make the delivery date. He applied for credit through his COMO slate, and right away, he was given 150,000 credits. He didn't think he would ever need that many. He was glad that his was only 28,000. Took a bite of his galactic taco and looked back at it. He crunched through the crispy shell to get to the crisp lettuce, juicy tomato, and mild cheese. He then rolled his tongue around the bite to taste the well-seasoned meat. He had never before tasted something with so much depth and flavor. His usual food was a paste in a plastic tube. Wow, this taco was really great. He had to try more of the foods that this station's Caneverans liked. He had to tell the other Caneverans about this. He wrote in his commo slate that he was going to tell everyone about this station, the food, and the Terrans he met, who aren't scary. Andy, hey, I sent this in today, and his ship is clapped out. The drive smoke is on fire like dirty diapers. There are hyperspace holes everywhere that are held shut with booger wells, and the reactor coolant is leaking. Guy is lucky that he didn't put too much in his generator and go full fission out there. He is one of the few sellers I've seen who didn't skip over the reactor's safety features to make it go a little faster or ignore the warning lights. Duck. So does he fix it? Like most of the time, I think he has a full load of goods. The mail ships are always in terrible shape. From my bay, I could see the drive smoke. It's a wonder it ran at all. Dude, that was his backup fuse. Even more dirty was his main one. I bet that every time he makes a run, he spends about 6,000 credits. He thinks that this ship will run better after Manny fixes it than when this guy bought it. You should know that they always buy those ships used from a lot of used ships, and they are just spit-shined pieces of junk. Yeah. But you know, this guy seems real. We don't see Navarin here very often, and he seems more real, I guess. I mean, I lowered the score a bit because I like the guy. It's almost time for him to go back, so I'm going to call him and let him know. When Dakar felt his camo slate buzz in real life, he was deep in a first-person shooting VR game. Before answering the hail, he stopped the game, took off his helmet, and gave his eyes a moment to get used to the new light. We are in Dakar. Say something. Hello, Dokor. The work on your ship is almost done, so you can go to the shop. I'll go down there as soon as I'm done using this virtual reality machine, but not before. From Andy to Doug. Dokor or something just hung up on me. He's probably having a great time playing VR. He's not going to want to leave. He should leave if you charge him a daily holding fee, plus the value of his lost goods. Yay. But you haven't seen a new species in VR before, have you? It makes them feel lost. I'm going to call him again now. Why is it so important? Hey, just so you know, you will be charged 250 credits for every hour that you don't get your ship back after it has been fixed. That is the worst kind of theft. This did not make sense to me. You certainly did. It's written very small on the service order. Since you looked at it for so long, I thought you read it. I'll be at your spot right away, and there won't be any extra fees. We agreed on something. Andy turns the phone off so he can talk to Doug. Dude, he's already on his way. He lost his stuff on the storage fee. Why is it on the list of things to fix? He will be, but I don't know. Come down right away and take the phone off mute. Okay, doctor. There are no extra costs. Get your behind down here right away. I'm already on my way. Press click. Andy leans against Doug. This guy loves to hang up on me. Andy met Dakar at the pay window when he got back to the repair shop. They went over the bill for all the work, and Dakar was happy to see that there were no extra fees, so he used his new credit card to pay and then followed Andy back to his ship. Andy, I cleaned it with deionization to get rid of all the space dust and other things that were on it. I had one of my detailers use a buffer to clean your dry valves, and that was part of making the burn better for you. Dakar was shocked. He was shocked at how bright his ship was. It looked better after he bought it. When he gets back to his town, this ship will be the most beautiful one there. I find it hard to believe that this is the same ship I brought you 12 hours ago, Andy. It looks brand new. Is this how your service station usually does things? Nope, dude. This is just a little help for you. I want to show you how much I appreciate the time you spent with me by taking care of you a little. Not a big deal. She got a little shine and a cleanup. You trick me. It's a big deal. I will make sure that every Cape Verdean in my town knows your name and where the gas station is. When they see my ship, they'll ask. It might even help me find a partner. Thanks for the suggestions. You can get a bird dog if you make it through. The word bird dog that you use does not make sense to my translator. Why would I want a house pet that is both very big and flies? I'm sorry, dude. It's an old Terran term for a bonus for getting people to join. For every Kinnivaran you send me, I'll add 1,000 credits to your account, so you can use them later. That is very kind of you. Docker, I'm happy to help. Have a nice trip. Docker got into the elevator and pressed the key that goes up. It moved him quickly and easily up into the ship with almost no noise, which wasn't normal. It usually complained about everything it did, and he did say he would fix that too, but I don't remember being charged for it. The paper bill that Dakar pulled out looked old-fashioned, and he started to read the charges in Terran Dominion currency. He looked through it 3 times, but there was no price listed for the lift, cleaning the hull, or power washing the thrust nozzles. He had secret fees for every other repair job. The car looked at the paper and thought for a while. He woke up when the ship beeped to let him know it was ready to leave the bay. He took the maglocks off and set the landing repulsors to low. The ship slowly floated straight up. Dakar didn't have to fix or make up for the fact that it was always drifting to the right. It just stayed straight up. As he started to back out of the service bay with the forward repulsors, he watched the integrity field go by his ship. When the ship's nose came loose, the shield snapped back and wobbled a few times, making waves that could be seen. Then it settled down and became clear. Dakar turned on the left side repulsor to face away from the station and turned on his troller speed thruster, which started to wear and send out a faint signal. The car still had 6 hours to get to the planet where he was supposed to drop off the goods. He put the numbers into the computer for mapping and turned on the main reactor. When the thrust was set to 25%, he was pushed back in his seat so hard that his hands left the controls. There were lights on the HUDs telling people to get back to using their hands, or the ship would shut down with downed captain protocols. Dakar pulled together his strength, took back control of the ship, and steered it back on course. He was going twice as fast as he ever could when the thrust was full, and this was only 25%. At the speed he was going, he would reach the target planet in 2 hours and 45 minutes and only use 9% of his fuel. This was a lot faster and more useful than before. He began to figure it out in his mind. He could run 20 more times a week. He was able to get his family out of debt and into their own home. He had to finish this run, tell his family the good news, and tell the other masters of Canaveran ships to get their ships fixed up with Andy at TDSRF. Antares. An approaching hail on his screen. Only sound. Dakar turned it on to receive. Hi, Elise. Hey there, Dakar. There was a service you used at our site that made you happy. This is Elise from TDSRF Antares calling to provide feedback. Would you be willing to fill out a poll about your time with us? The city of Dakar. Yes. Good job. How would you rate our services on a range from 1 to 10, where 10 is the best? 10. Good job. How would you rate your service advisor on a range from 1 to 10, where 10 is the best? Good job. This is the last question. How would you rate our facility and its amenities, such as the service center, cafe arcade, etc., on a range from 1 to 10, with 10 being the best? 10. That's really great to hear. Do you have any other thoughts or comments? 100 more of your galactic tacos were bought for me to share with the people in my town. They should know that you can add flavors to foods that are safe for people from Carnarvon to eat. Thanks for your thoughts. Enjoy your day. After 2 weeks, Andy wrote to Doug. Hey, do you remember that time I helped that clapped-out hunk known as Canaveran who came in? We were surprised he didn't blow up. Yeah, in a way. Why? That guy gave me a great report. Thanks for being a good customer this month. It looks like he also really enjoys galactic tacos. I told you I liked him for a reason. He talks to me. He will get as big as you if he eats as many tacos as you do. Hey, rude. You're not wrong, though. I really enjoy tacos. I believe I will eat those for lunch today. Yesterday, you ate tacos. No, that's what I ate. They're not the same. I'm having tacos today, and I hope Dokor is too.